Housing Minister Richard Frederick has addressed the recent dismissal of 3 female employees from the National Housing Corporation, the NHC. He has made it clear that the employees were not fired, but that their positions were made redundant as part of an ongoing restructuring within the organization.
If you are running an organization and you have a position, for example, called implementation officer, but you're implementing nothing. I'm not saying that exists in that. I'm being hypothetical. I want to make that clear. And you are implementing nothing, then the whole post of implementation officer becomes redundant. That name, it does not make sense. So once that position no longer exists, then invariably the whole of that office has to be made redundant. And it is what happened at NHC.
The housing minister said that there was no ill intent behind the workers' layoffs and that they received proper compensation for their service at the NHC.
The occupiers of those positions invariably, if the positions are no longer available, we had to sever ties with those persons, but not before paying them over $520,000. One person got in excess of 200 and something thousand, 238,000. So it is not to say that you are deliberately doing anything that would cause rancor or would cause, invariably life must go on. It may cause a certain degree of mental instability, but the thing is, the compensation packages, and when I got to hear of what the decision was, because like I said, I do micromanage, it was the Human Resource Department committee that made recommendations, and the board went with the recommendations. It had nothing to do with me. But one of the things I ensured, I said, before those persons go home, ensure you'll have money to give them every penny to which they are entitled. And that was done. They were not terminated, they were not fired, but the positions were made redundant, and those positions no longer exist at NHC.
The National Workers Union, which represents the employees, asserts that the dismissals were unlawful. Labor Commissioner Joseph agrees that the NHC violated proper redundancy procedures. Following a conciliatory meeting which involved the parties last Monday, he recommended compensation for the employees due to this breach.
And one of the first things you go for as a conciliator is reinstatement. But reinstatement must be mutually agreed. The institution must be willing to take back the people, and the people must be willing to go back there. Through discussion with both parties, none of them was interested in that condition, so I went for the compensation.
The Labor Commissioner presented a written report of the meeting to the parties last Thursday. The parties have 14 days to challenge the recommendations if they do not agree with the Labor Commissioner's findings. For the DBS News World, Zane Romulus reporting.